I went free diving alone off the coast of Key West last summer. It was supposed to be peaceful. No boat traffic, no tourists, just me and the reef. The water was crystal clear. I dropped anchor a few hundred feet from shore, right near an old dive site I'd marked on my GPS. Supposedly, it wasn't anything special, just some coral beds and seagrass. But that afternoon, it felt strange. The water was colder than usual, silent. Even the usual clicking and popping sounds underwater were gone. I dove in with my mask and fins, slowly descending toward the coral. About 15 feet down, something caught my eye. A small, rusted anchor wedged into the rocks. It didn't look like it had been there long, but it didn't match the area's shipwreck history either. I reached out to touch it, and that's when I saw the hand. It came from behind the coral, pale, swollen from water, fingers outstretched like it was reaching for me. I kicked backward in complete panic, bubbles flying from my snorkel as I rocketed toward the surface. When I breached, gasping and flailing, I expected to see my boat a few feet away, but it was gone, not drifting, not moved slightly by the current, just gone. Open water surrounded me in every direction. For a few terrifying minutes, I thought I was hallucinating. Then I saw the bubbles again, rising behind me as if someone else was surfacing. But no one came up. I spun in place, heart pounding. Suddenly, there it was, my boat, sitting calmly, about 100 feet away. I swam hard. Every few strokes I looked back, expecting to see something chasing me. I climbed up the ladder, coughing and shaking. Everything on board looked untouched, except for one thing: a wet, smeared handprint right on the seat where I'd been sitting. Later that night, when I checked my GoPro footage from the dive, I saw something even worse. Right before I surfaced, the camera caught a face, blurred and gray, watching me from behind the coral. I've never shown that footage to anyone, and I haven't dived alone since. It was supposed to be a calm weekend. My friend Alex and I were camping near Lake Mead. 2 nights under the stars, no phones, just nature. On the second evening, we decided to take the kayak out just before sunset. The lake looked like glass, completely still. We paddled deeper than we should have, way out past the main dock, where the water is dark and silent. That's where the rumors start, about the flooded ghost town beneath the surface, an old mining village submerged decades ago. Alex, being the idiot he is, wanted to find it. About 20 minutes out, we noticed the current acting strange. It wasn't pulling us outward. It was pulling us downward, like something heavy was under us. The air got still, and suddenly the kayak bumped something hard. We thought it was driftwood, but when we looked down, it was a roof, a whole roof, of a submerged house. The lake isn't that clear, but just for a second, I saw a window, like it was looking right back up at me. Then we heard it. Bang! A dull thud beneath the kayak, then another. Bang! Bang! Like fists pounding from under the water. Alex yelled, "We're leaving! Now!" We paddled like hell, but something didn't feel right. The kayak started listing slightly to one side. We thought maybe we were taking on water. But then Alex screamed. I turned and saw a hand reach up from the water and grip the side of the kayak. We both slapped at it with our paddles until it let go. Then we booked it back to shore. Later that night, sleeping on the dock, we heard knocking again, soft taps from under the planks. In the morning, Alex's phone had water damage, even though he never dropped it. The screen was cracked, and a photo we never took had appeared in his gallery. Us, in the kayak, and a face, directly beneath us in the water, staring straight up. We never went back. This happened in October. I was a deckhand on a small crabbing vessel called the Celeste. We worked the Gulf of Alaska during off-season. It was brutal, cold, wet, and quiet. On the 5th night out, around 3 a.m., I woke up to the sound of dragging across the upper deck. Slow, rhythmic, not like ropes or nets. It sounded like something heavy, wet, being pulled. I looked out the porthole. Nothing, just fog. But the sound kept going. Scrape. Scrape. I grabbed my jacket and stepped outside. The deck lights were out. Strange, since we always kept one on. The moment I stepped out, I froze. Wet footprints. Bare, human ones. Leading across the slick metal floor from the edge of the ship to the cabin. No one else was awake, and we were miles from shore. I followed them, slowly, opened the cabin door. Empty, but on the floor, was the logbook. Open. The date at the top read, October 9th, 1967. Written in shaky ink, barely legible, were the words, "She walks when the lights go out." The hairs on my neck stood up. Suddenly, the lights snapped on, and I saw her. A woman standing at the railing, soaking wet, long black hair matted to her back, a white dress clinging to her body like she'd just climbed out of the ocean. Her back was to me. I shouted, "Hey, you okay?" She didn't respond, didn't even flinch. I stepped toward her. She leaned back and fell overboard. I rushed to the edge, but when I looked down, nothing. No splash, no bubbles, no sign anyone had been there. We searched with spotlights, nothing. But the next morning, when we checked the ship's camera, there was no woman, just me, talking to empty space, then running to the railing like a madman. We tried to laugh it off, but that night, we found new footprints on deck, leading toward the captain's quarters, and no one claimed them.